Hello everybody, it's Ray Lux, and today I'm going to be talking about things to know before you decide to color your hair, coming from a professional hairstylist. There's a lot to think about. It's kind of scary, like, oh shoot, you know, what should I do, what matches me, you know, things like that. So I put together like the most common things that you should know before you decide to color your hair. Okay, so first thing, if you guys are deciding to go blonde, just know that blonde is high maintenance. The reason being is that once you are bleaching your hair out and you're stripping that pigment out, you are left with that underlying pigment in your hair. Your hair naturally has those warm underlying pigments. So when you go lighter, every time you go lighter, you're stripping away a little bit, revealing a little bit more of that warm unwanted pigment. So every time you go lighter, you have to make sure that you're toning it consistently. Toner lasts about like 4 to 6 weeks. So initially, after you get your hair done, as long as you're taking care of it using the right shampoos for your specific type of blonde, it could last about 6 weeks. Then you'll go in and refresh it and tone it again, because every time you wash your hair, it's the toner is fading a little by little. So toner is not permanent. Once your hair is chemically treated by anything, nothing is permanent after that. So you have, say you have virgin hair, you bleach it, your cuticles are already open, it is considered chemically done. So you will have to, every time you put a toner on, because those cuticles are open, every time you wash your hair, it's gonna slowly start to seep out, and that's what causes the fading. So that's why being blonde is so high maintenance, and especially if you are like a pale blonde, the toner is sheerer because your hair is lighter, it'll fade faster. But at the same time, you don't have as much of that warm unwanted pigment, if that makes sense. But just know that whenever you are coloring your hair, you're going lighter, you're adding a little bit more maintenance to your hair routine. So that's something to think about. Number 2. So if you do decide that you want to go blonde and you want to go to the root and you want to maintain that blonde all the way to the root, just know that that is even more high maintenance than going blonde, you know, like a balayage or something. When you go up to the root and your hair grows out and you have that outgrowth, you are going to have to go in and retouch it at least 4 to 6 weeks, no longer. Some people with darker hair, you're going to have to go maybe 3 weeks, just because the closer you are to your scalp, the more heat your body gives off. So that that like centimeter closest to your scalp is going to process faster. So if you think about it, if your outgrowth is like this long and this much is close to your scalp, this is going to be light and this is going to be maybe like an orange. So you're going to have uneven banding, and that's not what you want. So if you do decide to go all the way up to your root, you need to go in routinely, and that's why it is so high maintenance. If going into the salon every 4 to 6 weeks is not something you want to do, I do not recommend going to the root and having to do those root touch-ups every 4 to 6 weeks, you know, because first, it kind of burns because it's bleach, and second, you have to go in like clockwork, and it is so time sensitive. If you go longer, it turns into a whole color correction, just because the heat that your scalp gives off is going to cause the top part to be really light, and then a little below that going to be a little bit darker. So it's going to be like light, dark, light, and we don't want that. So if it's something you can handle, something you can upkeep, go for it. If not, I recommend maybe doing a balayage just to kind of blend things up and having that growth a little bit more subtle, like the contrast won't be so harsh as it grows out, you know, and it does make the grow easier by having that balayage. Number 3, so the darker your hair is naturally, more sessions are possibly required to reach your desired level. So say you're like a level 2, which is black, and you want to be at a level 10, which is pale blonde, you are going to need at least 2 to 3 sessions. We don't want to blast your hair all at one time in one day, because that's just so damaging. We want to do it in sessions, you know, the healthiest way. We want to keep the integrity of your hair. So just know that if you have really dark hair naturally and you want to be like super light, just know you're not gonna get it in that one session. You have to trust the process and know that it'll take time, but we want to do it in the safest way possible. So be prepared for that. Okay. Number 4, if you have previous box dye on your hair, it will turn into a color correction. We don't know how it's gonna lift. Sometimes it doesn't even lift at all. And don't lie about it, because when we actually go in and lift it, we can tell that you're aligned, because we can see that it either didn't lift or it's showing up as like a totally different pigment underneath. So we know. And even though you did it a year ago, a lot of my clients say, yeah, but I did it a year ago, like so long it's probably gone. No, it is in your hair. So your hair grows 6 inches in a year. So say you colored your whole hair, your hair grew 6 inches, you have this much regrowth, boom, but all this down here still has that box dye on it. So we go in and we bleach it. This top 6 inches is going to come out to this beautiful, nice blonde. Down here could possibly be orange, red, brown. We don't know. So don't lie about the box dye. Be truthful so we know what to do and what steps to take to get to your desired result. Yeah. Number 5, color does not lift color. So if you already have color on your hair, you can't go in with another color and expect it to get lighter. What it's going to do is actually it's going to get darker, because it's pigment on top of pigment. So it's getting darker. The only way you can go lighter if you already have previous color on your hair is bleach. So just know that once you already have your hair chemically touched by color, the only way you can go lighter is with the bleach. So just be aware that, you know, it will be a little bit more damaging and you will have to take care of it a little more, but there are ways to go about it. Number 6, so if you have a perm on your hair previously and you want to go lighter and you need to go in with bleach, just know that perms are just as damaging as bleach. So it's technically you're doing another session on your hair. So it will, you know, damage the integrity of your hair, and just make sure your stylist is aware that you have a perm so they know the right steps to take when lightening your hair. And last, number 7, just know that if your hair is damaged, it is compromised by bleaching and bleaching and bleaching, perms, bleaching. Just know that going darker doesn't reverse the effects. It doesn't just all of a sudden make it healthy. It only looks healthy because it's darker, and the darker your hair is, it reflects the light better, so it looks shinier. And it doesn't mean that once you go darker that boom, it's healthy all of a sudden and you can just go in and bleach it again. No, once it's damaged, it is damaged, and there's no way of bringing it back to like that virgin state. So just know that even though it's darker and it's your natural color, it doesn't mean that it is 100% healthy. It just looks healthier, it looks shinier because the light is bouncing off that and making it shine. So when you go in, and if your hair is damaged and you put a darker color on it but you're trying to go lighter again, just make sure that you tell your stylist that it was previously bleached and there's color on top of it, so they know not to melt your hair off. It has happened, let me tell you. So that is one thing. Just know that dark won't reverse the damages, it just masks it. Okay, well, thank you so much guys for watching. I hope it helped you guys better understand the way hair works and what to expect before coloring your hair, before you ever make a decision on what is best for you and your lifestyle. So yeah, I hope it helps, and I'll see you guys later. Make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.